Hey YouTube, what's going on today? You got the Vegas Stacker here. I'm gonna do a quick tutorial, quick learning session for you. We're gonna go over coins, bars, or rounds. What's the better one to buy? Why I avoid coins from now on. Are the premiums worth it to buy a coin, to buy a silver eagle, to buy a maple leaf, to buy a kookaburra? That all depends on what you want to stack, what you want to collect. If you want to collect them, I picked up these maple leaves. They are gorgeous. They are really cool. These have the queen on them. I got a couple with the king on them. And I picked up the kookaburras. I paid the premium on them and I got them because I thought they were cool. They're shiny. They have a good design to them. I have a couple Britannias as well. And I also have some eagles. But the eagles are in tubes, so I don't have them out. They're in a sealed tube, so I don't really bring them out. I leave them in the sealed tube. But I'm not going to continue to buy coins anymore. The reason being is a couple reasons, but the main reason is because I found when I go to resell them here in the Vegas area, there's a tax on coins and not rounds or bars or bullion. So I'm not really getting the return on them as I would a round or a bar. The one shop I went to, they're only paying 10 cents over spot for eagles, for American silver eagles. So, and then they're turning around and paying spot for bars and bullion. So the premium's not there. Your state might be different, so do your research. You might be able to get more back for eagles or more back for a coin than you do a round. So you might be able to make up the difference in the premium. Right now, at the time of this recording, I did the numbers. Eagles, you're paying an $8.59 over spot premium. Leafs, you're paying a $4.29 over spot premium. Your roos are on sale. Kangaroos are on sale for $3.46 over spot. Kookaburras $5.79 over spot. Then you get to your rounds and your generic silver. Generic being not by a government, not backed by a government, so it's not a coin. They call it generic, but it's still usually done by a mint. Buffaloes, you're looking at $3.99 over spot. You can get a 1 ounce SD bullion bar for $2.49 over spot, or a 5 ounce. If you're looking to pick up 5 ounces, then you can go ahead and get a SD bullion 5 ounce bar for $2.39 over spot. So it all just depends on what you want to stack. When I first got into this, I wanted the cool stuff. I wanted the rounds, and then I picked up some Merlins. Merlins are cool. They got a cool design to them. I picked up the stuff that I liked, the stuff that really looked cool. But now that I'm learning and now that I'm continuing my journey, these I picked up too. Everybody's seen these if you've seen my channel. The Roaring Lion. They're $2, so they're a coin. So, I paid a little premium on them. I can't really remember offhand. I didn't look it up before I started this video. But I paid a premium on them, but I wanted them. They were cool. They looked cool. But as far as stacking goes, now I'm going to turn to rounds and I'm going to turn to bars. More bars than rounds. But if you're looking to just pick up an ounce or two, then actually right now still your bars are still a better deal. But sometimes if you're looking to pick up just an ounce or two, maybe your buffaloes are going to be a better deal for you. The 1 ounce bars are nice. I'm not a real big fan of them. These I picked up just because it was part of my learning journey. But from now on, if I plan on buying 5 ounces or more, I plan on doing bars. Because the taxes in the Vegas area just don't make sense to pick up coins. If I go to my coin shop, my local coin shop, and I want to buy 2 ounces or 3 ounces, I don't want to pay a premium and then a tax on top of the premium for a coin. I'd rather pick up a couple rounds if I'm going to pick up under 5 ounces. And then if I'm going to pick up 5 ounces or more, I'm going to go ahead and snag a bar. I really like bars. I'm getting into bars more and more. But it's a good way to stack weight if you want to just stack weight. I mean, the rounds aren't bad. You can stick them in a tube, you know, and you can still store them. 1 ounce bars, I found this tube. Some people don't like the tubes for 1 ounce bars. I thought it was sort of cool, so that's why I picked that up. But in my journey, I found out that Nevada charges tax on coins. So therefore, I'm going to steer away from coins and steer more towards generic silver. I'm not talking junk silver. I'm not talking like US, like $half, 90% silver. I'm talking more the rounds that are by a mint. I can't remember who minted these. They have a mint mark, but I'm not sure what the mint mark is on those. Yeah, the coins are cool. They look nice. They're usually more recognizable. I believe they say that they're harder to counterfeit. They have counterfeit protective measures on there. But your bars and rounds can be counterfeit too. So I mean, you just have to be careful, be aware of what you're out there buying. If you're buying from an unreliable source, if you're buying from, say, the eBay or something, be careful. If you're buying from a pawn shop, be careful. There are coins out there and stuff at the pawn shops that aren't going to be real. The pawn shop might not know it. The seller might not know it. So you just don't want to get that passed along to you. But that's just my reasoning of why I'm switching away from coins. I'm not saying that I won't pick up a coin every now and then if I think it's cool. I think I might pick up like a tube of Eagles every year from here on out just as a collector's item. Those to me are going to be more of a collector where I will sell those last as opposed to bars and generic rounds. I originally bought Eagles because I figured I wasn't really aware of it, that Vegas had taxes, so I thought that the Eagles generally have a higher premium when you go to resell. I know on SD Bullion they have their buyback program, and the Eagles they pay a little more for than everything else. So I jumped on the Eagles, and I thought it was cool, the ones I got. They're in a sealed tube. They're in the first 30-day series, so I thought it was cool. That was one of my first silver buying experiences, and I've learned from there on. I'm turning more towards stacker mode, so I want to start stacking more and adding more weight. And to add weight and to stack more is not really, to me, the coins don't really serve that purpose. Yeah, they're pretty to look at. They have a cool design, but when it all comes down to it, they don't do anything for me in the resale value. The resale value is not there for me. I really like the Kookaburras, and I really like the Maple Leafs. They have really good designs. The Kookaburras are cool. They come out with a different design every year. I believe the Kookaburras for 2024, I believe it was, they're only minting 500,000. So that's another reason why coins tend to have a little bit more of a premium, because they still only mint so many. Where rounds and your bars, different mints are gonna make more. They're gonna make millions of buffaloes, millions. And you're talking only 500,000 of the Kookaburras for the year. So that's where the premiums are. Libertads are the same. Libertads are the same way. They hold a higher premium because they mint less of those every year. So that's my decision. But if you do your research, which I didn't do when I first started stacking, if you do your research and you find out what your state does as far as taxes, and check it with your local LCS, local coin shop, and see what they pay for rounds as opposed to bars and as opposed to coins, and go from there. Make your own decision. Don't do what I'm doing. Do what makes you happy. Do what's more beneficial for you. Do what's going to be more financially wise for you. That's my choice. That's my thinking. That's my reasoning. That's why I'm choosing to switch away from coins. Like I said, I'll still do coins every now and then. Pick up some kookaburras when they're cool. Pick up some, some cool coins when they're cool. These are coins. They're really, really cool. My favorites, of course. If you watch the channel, you always see me talking about them. But they're coins. These were only 1,000 made. So, they're limited. So I like that's my collector side. The stacking side is going to be more bars from here on out. Unless I can find tubes of buffalo or generics that are a better deal. So that's just my thinking. If you're only looking to pick up a couple ounces, then find out what your local coin shop's going to pay you on the buyback side of it. Because you never know. You might have to sell in an emergency and you might need the money back. So don't burn yourself, and please learn from my mistakes. I paid a premium on the kookaburras and every other coin I did, and I'm not going to get the money back from them at the current time and the current spot price because of when I bought them and the premiums I paid and the tax reasons. So do your own research, find what works for you, find what your local coin shop's gonna what they'll pay more for, and if you're a true stacker and you're trying to stack to save money or in case of an emergency or whatever, then find your local coin shop and find what they're going to pay back when you have to sell. Because that's the reason I buy, is in case I have to sell. It's a savings account for me. And maybe I pass them down. Hopefully I don't have to ever sell them and I can pass them down to loved ones along the way. But that's my thinking. Always be prepared if you have to sell. So check the prices and see what works best for you, what the buyback prices are. And then that's my story for today. So until next time, I will catch you on the flip side. As I always drop my coin. My round. That's not a coin. That's a round. But it's a buffalo. So I'm okay with dropping it. And I drop the same one every time. I use the same one every time. So every time I drop it, it's okay. Gets a little more damaged, but hell, it's a round. I really don't care. They're gonna pay me the same amount for it every time. So until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.